China's portrayal of the J-20 stealth fighter continues to be met with strong skepticism by Western analysts, military observers, and defense experts who rely on fact-based evaluation rather than state-issued proclamations. Despite Beijing's persistent attempts to present the J-20 as a cutting-edge fifth-generation platform, available evidence, drawn from years of consistent monitoring by open-source intelligence communities and defense institutions, does not support the claim that the J-20 has reached parity with Western equivalents in terms of performance, systems integration, or technological maturity. At the heart of the issue is China's lack of transparency, which obstructs any reliable, independent verification of its defense developments. Unlike Western defense industries that operate within a framework of civilian oversight, open publication, international collaboration, and controlled export compliance, China's defense sector is entirely state-managed and protected from external scrutiny. Official data about the J-20's true specifications, its stealth effectiveness, mission readiness, production scale, and operational doctrine, are entirely controlled by the Chinese Communist Party's propaganda apparatus. There are no audit trails, no independent think tanks operating within China that can assess military programs without risk, and no known external test validations. One of the major unverified claims surrounding the J-20 is the development and deployment of the WS-15 engine. According to Chinese state-affiliated media and official spokespeople, this engine has supposedly entered mass production and is being integrated into the J-20 fleet. However, this declaration follows more than a decade of missed targets and overstatements. Chinese jet engine programs have historically suffered from significant reliability issues, materials limitations, and performance shortfalls. The technological requirements to build a high-thrust, durable, and stealth-compatible engine on par with those powering Western fighters like the F-22 or F-35 are considerable. They require not just raw industrial capacity but deep expertise in advanced metallurgy, manufacturing tolerances, thermal management, and sustained high-performance testing, all areas where China has lagged behind. Furthermore, the Chinese defense model often emphasizes appearances over substance. There is a well-documented pattern of showcasing military hardware at parades and exhibitions, while glossing over the developmental shortcomings or delayed progress behind the scenes. The J-20 fits into this pattern. Public rollouts, staged footage, and vague official briefings are used to build an illusion of readiness. Yet no concrete, credible data is available from independent audits, technical disclosures, or verifiable trials that would validate the aircraft's real performance under combat conditions. Western aircraft programs, even when classified, still go through rigorous multinational training environments, stress testing, and external simulations, all of which are largely absent in China's system. There is also the question of systems integration, a defining feature of true fifth-generation aircraft. Western military aircraft like the F-35 are not just stealth platforms, they are deeply networked combat systems. Their strength lies in sensor fusion, electronic warfare capabilities, high-speed data sharing, and real-time battlefield coordination. These are not features that can be developed independently or improvised late in the program. They require decades of software development, continuous iterative testing, and extensive pilot feedback under realistic scenarios. China has not demonstrated any comparable depth in these areas. While it claims that the J-20 has advanced avionics and integrated capabilities, there is no public documentation or third-party analysis to support that these systems function at a fifth-generation standard, let alone that they are combat-proven. China's lack of credible operational data further weakens its claims. There is no reliable reporting on the J-20's performance in exercises with real tactical complexity. Western fighters routinely participate in multinational training events, red flag exercises, and real-world deployments, where their capabilities are tested against a wide range of threats in diverse environments. These exercises serve as proving grounds for both hardware and doctrine. In contrast, China's military training is almost entirely insular, orchestrated, and undocumented. This creates a vacuum of operational credibility. No observer can determine whether the J-20 can actually perform under pressure, interact effectively with ground and airborne command structures, or operate seamlessly in a contested environment. The timeline and scope of J-20 production also raise doubts. Chinese sources suggest rapid growth in fleet numbers, yet open-source defense tracking indicates otherwise. The production rate appears slower and more limited than official rhetoric implies. Furthermore, Chinese statements on deployment often lack consistency. Reports of mass fielding are undermined by indications that many aircraft are still in limited regional squadrons or non-combat roles such as training and familiarization. When scrutinized alongside observed base activity and procurement records, it becomes clear that the scale of deployment is being inflated to create the impression of military readiness and technological dominance. Another critical factor is China's information control. The state's censorship and surveillance ecosystem extends into military reporting, academic research, and public commentary. This information monopoly means no failures are reported, no independent engineers or analysts can publish critiques, and any domestic voices raising doubts are quickly silenced or discredited. In Western defense sectors, even classified projects undergo some level of external evaluation and accountability. Oversight bodies, watchdog organizations, and even competing manufacturers serve as checks. In China, by contrast, the system incentivizes the exaggeration of progress and punishes disclosure of setbacks. This further erodes confidence in the official claims about the J-20 program. The broader geopolitical context adds another layer of distortion. China has made the J-20 a symbol of its supposed ascendancy in military and technological power. The aircraft is not just a tool of war, it's a tool of perception. It is designed to influence regional actors, shape diplomatic narratives, and create the appearance of parity with more advanced global powers. The push to show off the J-20 as a peer rival to US and allied capabilities serves a strategic propaganda role, regardless of the platform's actual effectiveness. In this sense, the aircraft functions more as a political weapon than a battlefield asset. Western analysts, particularly those focused on aerospace engineering, systems warfare, and military procurement, continue to view the J-20 as an incomplete and likely overhyped platform. While it may pose a theoretical threat, its true capabilities remain unproven. The repeated mismatch between Chinese claims and observable outcomes suggests a wide credibility gap. Until China provides verifiable evidence that the J-20 meets the benchmarks expected of a fifth-generation platform, not just in shape or speed, but in systems integration, reliability, and combat operability, there is little reason to accept its claims at face value. The J-20 represents a case where state-managed perception has outpaced demonstrated reality. The lack of independent verification, historical underperformance in key subsystems, opaque deployment, and suppression of critical oversight all combine to paint a picture of an aircraft that is still more propaganda product than proven platform. Western evaluations, grounded in technical standards and observable outcomes, continue to reflect that China has yet to deliver a fighter that genuinely rivals its Western counterparts.